All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. Happy August to all of you out there. Now, let's get into it. Is King Dollar back after its worst month in 10 years? Well, on Monday morning and even a bit on Sunday, we saw the DXY gain in strength as gold and silver had both succumbed to some pressure. Now, this comes just after the DXY hit a low of 92.55 this past Friday. Now it was around 94 in just a couple of days. Now, today, we also got some economic data that also applied some pressure to gold and silver as well. So what exactly is going on with our monetary metals today? Well, find out shortly. But first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button. Helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. Okay, so in recent days, the euro has been gaining on the dollar. However, it seems like that momentum has reached a bit of a peak at 1.19 from its 1.165 start. So let's see what's going on here. Gonna start with this quick quote. The euro advanced 1.01% by the time all was said and done, leaving it behind only pound sterling for the week. Although gains for both currencies were more the result of investors seeking refuge from an unraveling dollar than they were reasons for homegrown strength. Dollars have been sold heavily since a resurgent Ronies curtailed reopening efforts in states accounting for large portions of GDP, which, when combined with of Federal Reserve monetary policy and a looming November presidential election, has driven an exodus from the greenback. But dollar sellers have overlooked an evolving Ronies situation in Europe that threatens the now consensus idea that continental leaders contained the issue more effectively than the US and so should see their economies recover quicker. That assumption is a part of what underpins the euro's recent rally. When it comes to the euro and the broad US dollar, it is all about growth expectations, says Jordan Rochester, a strategist at Nomura, who advocated buying the euro when it was trading around 1.105 in late May. The steady downtrend in the cases in Europe may have reached its limit with the state of reopenings. In the Big Four, Spain stands out with a pickup in cases that has led to the UK reintroducing its travel quarantine for travelers that return from that country. This comes as the US shows signs of the Ronies cases slowing in states such as Arizona. As a result, the market's second wave concerns may flip back to Europe, which could materially hurt the euro's uptrend. And if this is any reason as to why the dollar has been gaining in strength today, I wouldn't be surprised. Even the pound is trending down after hitting 1.31 against the US dollar. But that downward trend in the pound may not last. Some analysts also believe that the EU and UK will come to a trade deal and that the timetable for that will end on October 2nd in Brussels. And this is on top of analysts seeing the pound being undervalued and oversold, and that may apply pressure on the US dollar in the near term. And that also should assist in gold and silver's continued ascent. So in general, we may see the euro correct a little bit in the near term, and the pound may actually start to gain some strength, even though the euro may correct. So all that to say that the dollar was gaining in strength on Sunday and a little bit into Monday, but that may not last as long as we think it may. Now, we also got some economic data today that was a bit mixed, but overall it's showing that we've hit or are about to hit an inflection point. At around 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we got the market manufacturing PMI for July. It performed better than forecasted, but it still declined from where it was in June. At 10 a.m., we also got the construction spending for June. And it was previously at negative 1.7%, forecasted to be about positive 0.5%, and what we got was negative 0.7%. And we also got the ISM manufacturing index for July, and it performed better than forecasted, but only by a little from its expected 53.6. We actually got 54.2. Now, what's interesting here is that this article here that I have right here states that if the PMI struggles to remain strong, that may weaken the dollar. Now, we already have some major headwinds for the dollar, and even though the PMI performed better than forecasted, it wasn't enough to keep the dollar afloat around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I mean, it went from nearly 94, it was at 93.99 to 93.73. So if this data marks a downtrend in the future, then we may have some serious issues for the dollar. So let's take a look finally at our shiny friends, gold and silver. So as you can see here, earlier on, gold and silver in the day Eastern Standard Time shot up, but then the dollar started to really gain some strength, and that's when we start to see both gold and silver take a turn. The dollar saw some weakness right around the 4 o'clock hour and a little bit after, and the dollar and silver and gold started to perform decently around that time. Then again, sunk down a little bit around 6, and you just kind of notice this up and down motion along with the dollar, and pretty much around 9:45, as we mentioned, we had some data that had the silver and gold go down, and then right around 10 a.m. that's when we got some of that mixed data, but still it was somewhat positive for gold and silver as we see an ascent from that 10 o'clock hour, and we saw the dollar go from 93.99 to 93.73. So again, we had some strength with the dollar today, but overall, the risk on sentiment that's been beneficial to precious metals, in my opinion, it's not going to be stopped by a little bit of positive pressure from the US dollar. So guys, that was your Monday morning in precious metals. Things may change as we get some news on the stimulus package, but until then, don't worry about gold and silver. They're doing just fine. And if you guys are sticking around a little bit later today, we have 2 more episodes. We have another one an hour from now and another one 2 hours from now. We have 3 episodes a day, so definitely check those out. And if you're new, please subscribe so you can be abreast of that. And also, please hit the like button again to help get this economic evangelism out there to the masses. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. It's Black Bullion.